criminology or forensics, and he taught every Tuesday and Thursday from 6:30 to 9 after these guys had done their beat. You know, it's a really tough job. And I just wanted to say, for those of you who have been his students and for Hillel and Laurel, it wasn't only that his love of movies, but he loved giving back to young people. And with these police officers, many of whom were much older, but they wanted to go on and improve their careers, he struggled every week to find the perfect film that he thought would make them a better officer and better at dealing with other people. And back in 1973, to get a movie, he'd usually have to call up and order and wait for the mail, and there'd be a lot of hysteria as to whether you could get the right thing. And he showed Nosferatu and Potemkin, the step sequence things that he felt every film history class should have, but he showed Dial M for Murder. He loved the film noir movies. The Robert Mitchum movie where he's a corrupt priest. Does anybody remember that? The name? It was one of the favorite amongst the police officers. And he was there for many, many semesters and a huge favorite at that institution. So I just wanted to share that. Thank you.
Hi, I'm sorry, I wasn't prepared anything, but I unfortunately knew Gene after his formal teaching career, but he was definitely a teacher to me, without a doubt. Probably, I'd like to think of myself as one of his last students. He would spend, towards the end of his life, I spent a lot of time at his house organizing his immense collection. And we would spend afternoons sorting through the walls and walls that covered his entire apartment full of film. And after a couple hours of cataloging, he would usually show me a film of some kind, depending on the day. And unfortunately, when I knew him, I think it was about 4 years ago, was when I first went over to Eugene Night, thanks to Brandon. He had already moved away from showing the film on 16 millimeter and had this huge television in his living room and would show DVDs there. And I only got to see one film with him. And it was on one of these days where we were sorting through the films, and we came across a copy of This Island Earth, which is a frankly horrible movie, but it's so wonderful.
I love that
so
film.
Wonderful. So wonderful. And I didn't even ask him. I'd asked him a couple years ago if he would ever show me a film, and he said, no, I don't do that anymore. And I expressed my appreciation for this wonderfully terrible film, and he asked me if I wanted to see it. And I said, absolutely, yes, please, please, please. And he dusted off one of his many, many projectors that were lying on the floor, and we watched it. And we decided that we would make fun of it throughout. And Gene, being the quick-witted man he is, just had me on the floor laughing. I couldn't even get out a snide comment between his, just so rapid fire. Really brilliant man. But it was a great experience. It was just the two of us sitting on his couch and just enjoying this wonderful movie. And he's the reason why when I try to convince my friends to watch Dr. Strangelove and they say no, or they say I don't get it, I just shake my head, and it hurts so much, because it's sad to think that some people will never have him as inspiration like I've had, in opening your mind and really teaching you all the things that we miss now when we're watching, big budget multinational, billion-dollar movies, and he sits down with a tiny budgeted independent film from Poland or Russia, and it's just so moving and so inspiring. And a lot of people don't get to experience it now, but I thank him that I get to. So I think that's all.
Is there anyone else out there that would like to say anything? Okay. This is Amresh Sinha with the film department at SVA.
is Amrish Sinha. I teach at the School of Visual Arts. Gene was a comrade in arms. We taught film studies, and I got to know him in 1997 when I joined SVA. And he actually helped me to figure out the whole system and structure. I had no idea how to teach. I just finished my PhD. I was teaching at the new school. I came over. He was very happy that some film scholar has come to join the department, and I followed his syllabus. I was teaching film history for some time. Anyway, we started to meet regularly at his apartment, Waterside apartment, after our class. Probably had endless screenings, discussions, debates. The thing that most impressed me about Gene wasn't his vast encyclopedic knowledge of cinema. It was the way he drove his scooter. Especially how adroitly he maneuvered himself in the smallest of elevators.
That's right.
And the way he'll back in and make sure that he gets the rear position and the first one to get out of the elevator at the same time. And I always told him that if I ever make a film, it'll be about you getting out of the elevator. And he always used to say, like, well, then why didn't you do it? We tried. So, I was in India actually when I received the news. And that was the most shocking news of my life, because I had been planning to see him for the last few months, been talking about it, and then now what I have is the regrets. At the same time, I was very happy to come here and actually get to see Gene again on the screen. I'll miss him forever. He was one of the finest men I've met in the United States. I learned a lot from him. We respected each other. We disagreed on most of the films. But we did have, what I would say, a great deal of respect for each other. And it's been an honor to come and speak on his memorial today. Thank you.
Is there anybody else out there that would like to talk?
CJ?
Yeah, Tom Bob. You want to talk? Looks like you do. Even though you're
Talk.
hobbling with a broken foot. That hurts, right?
You talk.
Okay, I will talk. Thank you everybody for coming. It means a lot to have this here, because I remember Gene calling me into this theater once, and I came in, and there was a squirrel on the rack up here, on the lighting rack. And and I remember another time being with Mike, who was the tech director here, and being up here reconnecting cut wires in the drop ceiling. And so this place holds a lot of memories, and it means a lot to have it here. And I didn't want to say too much, except that he meant, I was telling Laurel last night, at night, you go through your directory of people and you want to talk to someone, and Gene was part mentor, part friend, part family. He was that person that just fit every subset, he fit it well. I don't want to say too much, but I do want to show a short film that I made with Gene. I just filmed him, on his on the stairs. So please.
Thank you. I just wanted to invite everyone who would care to join us for a drink or something to eat at the West Side Tavern to keep the memories going if you feel like it. So please join us.